What's up, world? What's up, Zion? It's Prince Easy coming at you again this fine day here. And as usual, I do have a couple slides that I want to share with you today. And of course, I want to issue a fair use disclaimer for the material that's going to be shared here in this video for education, criticism, and whatnot. Yes. So yeah, let's get to them, right? So our entirety of our piece rests on the opposition. Is that appropriate, or are we giving this man too much power? This is not okay. Okay, this is not okay, because this is not about him specifically. This is about our nation. Don't get it.
Erie is the Iraq parallel? Well, we got one guy making the same case for both wars. And yes, it's who you think.
Saddam Hussein's a threat to my country. He's a threat to our way of life. He needs to go.
Maduro is an existential threat to the people of the United States. It is time for Maduro to go.
Hit me with the works. Iraq, Venezuela, go!
We're giving them full opportunity to do it the easy way. And when it doesn't work, we'll do it the hard way.
If we can do things the easy way, that's fine. And if we have to do it the hard way, that's fine too. Chemical.
I guess they don't like. I also saw another video. They had another similarity, right? The mustache, the body build, and of course the saber welding, right? And they had them side to side, but they look so similar.
Weapons is a threat to the United States. Fentanyl poses a chemical weapons threat to the United States.
Al-Qaeda terrorists inside Iraq.
Al-Qaeda of our hemisphere.
If we can get rid of Saddam, it could really begin to transform the region.
There's an opportunity to transform the entire region.
Bringing freedom and democracy.
Democracy and freedom can serve as a
Beacon of hope.
Shock and awe. Shock and awe, indeed. If you think this is getting confusing, you're not alone. Even senators can't keep these Bush or Trump wars straight. This is Senator Tom Cotton from this weekend.
I think President Bush has every power under the Constitution to strike boats in international waters.
Oopsie poopsie.
Venezuela has the largest reserves of oil in the world. Venezuela that has a rich, talk about rich natural energy resources.
Massive oil reserve. They have gold. They have rare earth.
Oil, gold, and minerals.
I'm sure there are U.S. companies that would like to do business there.
Venezuela.
And I forgot the hat, right? What do they call it? The hat with the hats, those military hats, the bayonet or something. That's another similarity.
For the American oil companies will be a field day.
I didn't think this war was a wise decision, but if it helps the oil companies smile again.
And America first means we need a Western hemisphere where America is dominant.
If you're focused on America and America first, you start with your own hemisphere where we live.
America first also means the Americas first.
South America.
Yeah. Who is in the Western Hemisphere again? Yeah, as we say in our language, tiamaji, tiamaji.
America literally has the name America in it.
The logic is flawless.
Allegedly, Tyler shoots Charlie Kirk. He runs across the roof. His shadow disappears for some reason for a moment. He's like running and he has a shadow, then boom, no shadow as he crosses the rest of the roof. It's like the CGI guy quit halfway through. He's like, ethically, I cannot complete this job. Allegedly, Tyler uses his great-grandfather's rifle from the early 1900s. Still got it, this rifle. The story is that his great-grandfather used this rifle in World War I. His grandfather used it in World War II, and then Tyler used it to start World War III, apparently. I think that was... You see footage of Tyler walking around campus that day with no rifle. So people are like, well, obviously he stuffed it in his pants. Which I would believe if he was not wearing skinny jeans. Bro is Gen Z, his jeans were like straight skin tight. I can't even put my hand down my jeans. This guy put his grandfather's rifle. And then you see him running and then jumping off. Just like where did the rifle go? It just didn't bend with his leg. Some people say, well, actually he didn't have it in his pants. That well, he has it under a piece of cloth. He disassembled this, right? that. Tyler, 4.0 student, planned this shooting for like 6 months, interned for the CIA for a little while, and then accidentally leaves his DNA-ridden screwdriver at the scene while he's wearing gloves. How did he get the, was he just like... And then even if you buy that, a few minutes later, he drops the rifle in a wooded area, fully reassembled. Oh, yeah, with one screwdriver. Did this kid have 2 screwdrivers? He was like, this is my DNA one, this is my non-DNA one. He really tried to trick us, didn't he? Does Tyler like puzzles? Maybe his mom was taking Tyler home.
Just to quickly respond to 2 points the other panelists made, Mike Baker accused me of wearing a tinfoil hat.
I just had to share this ass whooping.
The truth about the cartel of the Suns being.
I said I forgot mine.
Okay, fine. I just want to point this out for viewers. The truth about the CIA founding the cartel of the Suns to ship cocaine in the United States was exposed to a national U.S. televised audience by Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes in 1993, back when 60 Minutes reported on the CIA and not on behalf of the CIA. And just quickly to respond to Virtual Ambassador Story, who accused me of ad hominem attacks, you are a government official. You are a veteran coup plotter, and it is legitimate for a journalist to scrutinize the activities of a coup-plotting government official who in February 2021 hosted a insurrectionist summit at the Marriott Hotel in Bogota. You, with Leopoldo Lopez, the U.S.-backed coup leader who staged multiple failed military coups and led violent riots that saw Afro-Venezuelan citizens burned in the streets. Check out Orlando Figuera. And Carlos Vecchio, the fake ambassador to Venezuela, who is actually the lawyer for ExxonMobil, which seeks to regain its control of Venezuelan fields. This is one of the most deeply anti-democratic opposition movements led by Maria Corina Machado, who has led several coup attempts in Venezuela. I mean, it's basically like January 6th again and again with the sponsorship of the U.S. Embassy, violent riots that have killed hundreds. I personally watched Maria Corina Machado attempt to take over La Carlota Air Base in Caracas, while the U.S. was trying to ram aid trucks into Venezuela, which the Venezuelan opposition subsequently burned and blamed on Maduro. This is a corrupt opposition that stole millions of dollars from Citgo after the U.S. stole it from Venezuela. This is a corrupt opposition that has paid millions to U.S. mercenaries like Jordan Goudreau, who I interviewed, who has personally described to me what the real agenda here is, which was for Trump Incorporated cronies to get their hands on contracts and to plunder Venezuela's rich mineral wealth and oil. Ambassador Story revealed the agenda himself when he appeared on a straightforward propaganda piece for regime change on 60 Minutes and said, Nicolas Maduro is a bad actor sitting on the world's largest oil reserves. Well, that's why you consider him a bad actor, because there's plenty of bad actors in the world, and neither of you will condemn ICC wanted war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu or call for his arrest, will you? Neither of you will talk about Ecuadorian President Daniel Noboa's role in the international drug trade through Benita and his family shipping company. I mean, the list goes on and on. And just to quickly respond to...
So, let's get to readings. Right? You already know what time we are on, right? When these come on. The latest U.S. offer appears to be an effort to assuage the concern, but also to push Zelensky to act quickly. The basics of this agreement is basically to have really strong guarantees. Article 5, like a senior U.S. official said, the guarantees will not be on the table forever. Those guarantees are on the table right now. If there is a conclusion that is reached in a good way, we believe Russia and the final deal will accept all of these things, which allow for a strong and free Ukraine. Russia, in a final deal, has indicated they were open to Ukraine joining EU, A second US official said both officials were granted anonymity because of the sensitive nature of the negotiation. Wow. I think America would apply pressure through sanctions and provide us with more weapons if he rejects everything. I think this would be a fair request from us to the Americans because, in my view, the logic is this. If the Americans are ready to provide security guarantees to Ukraine and to apply strong guarantees if Putin violates them, then tell me frankly, how is it different from a situation where Putin simply does not want to end the war? Zelensky said. I believe this will be a fair request for me as president and from some European leaders, to at least give us part of these guarantees so that we can defend ourselves against Putin. Air defense and long-range weapons, he concluded. EU will be severely damaged for years if assets plan failed, says German Merz. European diplomats say both Russia and the US are piling pressure on EU countries to prevent multi-billion euro loan to Kiev. Let us not deceive ourselves. If we do not succeed in this, the European Union ability to act will be severely damaged for years, if not for a longer period, Merz said in a view of the 210 billion euros loan backed by Russian frozen assets on Berlin on Monday. And we will show the world that at such a critical moment in our history, we are incapable of standing together and acting to defend our own political order in the European continent. Right? EU foreign policy says Donbass is not Putin's final goal. Right? I can almost see I can make a movie series about this. Right? Kaya Kalas into the mind of Putin. And then we're gonna have like episodes and stuff, of all the greatest hits. Quote, we'll know that Donbass isn't Putin's end game. If he gets it, he will want more. Concessions should be made by the aggressor, not the victim. There is no moral equivalent between the two sides. Yes, any peace deal must include strong security guarantees, as Ukraine has been pressured into giving up NATO. There will be only safeguards capable of stopping Russia from re-invading, she said. And the latest news, Tanzania banned from going to America. Okay, you can do that. It's your country. Yay! Capitalism is awesome. Yes, it is. Another news. Apparently, they found an explosives on the way that Ruto was supposed to be taking. Yeah, they won't talk about this. They always excuse it. We need to look into his mental whatever. Stupid, pathetic warmongers. Wow, these are some strong words. Kenyan, South African get tricked into fighting in. Just look at the comments. That will tell you everything. Right? And they really look tricked over there in this picture here. Americans don't want another war. Rand Paul opposes Russia terror label vote. Yeah, he spoke straight sense. But again, these people are only heroes after tragedy strikes. That's the most unfortunate part of all of this situation. ECOWAS is apparently pressuring the AES, and like I said, you better keep to yourselves and your country and your whatever enslavement you have going on over there. Yeah, the recent interview made rounds, and I think we talked about this a long time ago, right? When this started hitting, when we discovered that apparently they're still importing while the guy is still producing, right? It's tough, it's rough. Loyalty, right? People don't see the bigger picture, they just see the bigger picture, which is in the back of their pockets, in their wallets, for them and their families. They don't see the bigger picture. Also, in the latest news, he was caught lying. These geniuses. I forgot to cover this last time. We talked about this a long time ago. I think year one of this war, we were talking about it. Because there were rumors floating around that they had those gain of function type situations. For what reason? It's never good, right? Remember the China virus? You know, that was never settled anyway. So, in addition to Tanzania, the AES has been banned. Great, you can do that because it is your country. Border oversight. Where is the border though? That's the question I have. Madowo in Uganda. You can read for yourself. He thought he was dying. Freaking coward. Yeah? The last stunt. Latest stunt, if I may say. Again, Russia is a terrorist organization. Venezuela is a terrorist organization. These people think like we are afraid and shaking our boots or something, or afraid of invasions and stuff. Like, seriously. Okay. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be nothing they have ever seen before. These are the same words. Apparently, the president of Brazil came out and he was talking about the conversation he had with Trump, right? And basically, he was flaunting his weapons and stuff, right? So I think there is consistency. Until such a time as they return the United States of America, all of the oil, land, and other assets that they have previously stolen. Okay? Enough story from us. The illegitimate Maduro government is using oil from the stolen oil fields to finance themselves, drugs, drug terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping, for the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism. I think you just mentioned. Okay. Let's proceed, okay? Drug, terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping, for the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, human trafficking. The Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Therefore, today I am ordering the total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela, right? Quite having a Japan deja vu right now. Right? But who am I kidding? Those are slaves. The illegal aliens and criminals that the Maduro regime has sent to the United States during the weak and inept Biden administration are being... This is how I know Trump did not write this, right? These words like inept. right, are being returned to Venezuela or other countries to rob, threaten, or harm our nation. And likewise, we will not allow a hostile regime to take our oil and land or any other assets, all of which must be returned to the United States immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Signed, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, right? So, if if we if we were to do a word count in this here statement, which is wild, right? Which word would be the one that appears a lot, right? Okay. Ceasefire violation, as if it even existed, right? It seems like you are neutered at this point. Update news, right? Quite something. You're melting the thing in the ground and just sucking it up like I don't know, juice on straw. Wow. Also, this one made a rounds, but I did not really cover it. Pirates. So they're just using state apparatus for personal reasons. You know, France using it to safeguard its private owned resources in West Africa, and now Britain is doing the same, right? To keep the straits, yeah, towards their prosperity at our expense. Quote, we want to understand how partners would respond to new aggression. Believe me, I ask partners some rather uncomfortable questions. If there is aggression, how will the United States respond? How will European partners act? How will the world react? Sanctions, weapons, response at sea, or on the battlefield, and so on, right? EU problem isn't Belgium, it's Trump. As European leaders prepare to meet in Brussels on Thursday to discuss Ukraine funding, right? They do so under huge unprecedented pressure from the US. Trump administration officials have been pushing the European governments, those they consider friendliest at least, to reject the plan to see 210 billion in Russian assets to fund Ukraine. For EU officials involved with the discussion told Politico, German Merz, Western troops in Ukraine will be able to resist Russia. I like to see you deploy your goddamn troops over there. The fact that Americans have made such a commitment to protect Ukraine in the event of a ceasefire as if it were NATO territory, as if. I think that's a remarkable new position in the United States of America, he added. Again, not Russia is out of the question, right? Russia just needs to stay over there in the corner and let the big boys and big pants talk about this. EU leaders reach agreement on the use of Russian assets for Ukraine's benefit. The European Parliament will resort to an emergency, right? A lot of emergency these days. What's going on over there? Right? Right? A lot of emergency procedures being evacuated, right? Executed rather. Procedure to speed up the adoption of the reparation loan for Ukraine. This new instrument, if adopted, will support Ukraine's financial needs and state budget, including military capabilities as well as country's defense industry and its integration into the European defense industrial base. Wow, this is rich, right? This is all peace all over, right? And I don't know where the reconstruction is, but hey, The proposed loan is linked to existing Ukrainian facility and Ukrainian loan cooperation mechanism, the European Parliament explained. EU can prove Trump wrong on Europe by agreeing on Russian asset plan, Estonian PM says. The US president called the bloc members weak by acting... Wow, are you trying to play on their pride or something? But acting together on the funding of Ukraine will send a very strong message, according to Kristen Mika. Wow, Kristen. It will send a strong message. Zelensky urges partners not to ease sanctions against Russia until all of Ukraine is liberated. Sir, what do you mean? That's the question I have. What do you mean? Are you talking about Crimea? Are you talking about Donbass? Are you talking about... What are you talking about, bruh? Yeah, if you are realistic, then you see that there is a high level of unseriousness going on here. And this unseriousness will lead to severe consequences. I'ma just tell you that, right? It will lead to severe consequences. All of this reckless behavior, this reckless talking from you barbarians over there in the West, including America. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Something is serious. There's something seriously wrong with you people. But we are gonna see. We are gonna see. Right? We are here, and we're gonna update each other on the various prospects, right? That unfolding before our eyes, right? So anyway, let me put a pin on it right there, and we're gonna see, or rather hear from each other when we hear from each other. It's easy. Signing out. Love you. Bye.